A lot of the history has been disappearing, and we decided that we needed a room where we could start trying to gather some of the history.
Richard Johnson's fascination with history comes naturally. He's been the manager of the historic Elkhorn Lodge for years.
Came here years ago on vacation, and the present owner had just taken over the property at that time and talked me into coming to work for him, which wasn't hard to do. It has a good feeling about it. It's a lot of fun, and it's a very old historic property.
The Elkhorn Lodge was started by William James, the first settler to call Estes Park home.
William James came out from Syracuse in 1872-73, stumbled on this valley while he was out on a hunting expedition.
James started a small ranch and soon after opened the lodge.
Everything was here. William James prided himself on running a first-rate kitchen. They developed a golf course, one of the earliest golf courses in Colorado up on the hillside. And so there were all kinds of amenities, or at least what passed for amenities, in 1880.
The Elkhorn Lodge soon became the destination in Estes Park.
F.O. Stanley, the automobile manufacturer, the Stanley Steamer, came here in 1904, his first summer in Estes Park.
Stanley liked it so much, he stayed and opened that other famous Estes Park hotel.
This is roughing it in style, as opposed to living like they did up at the Stanley Hotel, which was a much more upscale kind of resort than this one.
That all the woodwork is original in here.
Jessa Johnson helps her father run the lodge and maintains that rustic atmosphere that made the Elkhorn what it was.
So we usually just let guests come up and look at rooms and pick their own room, the one that they like the best, because they're all decorated different. So not one of the rooms is the same as the other. We still have an old claw tub in the bathroom. We still have our keys inside of here.
Those keys may not be opening doors much longer.
The property is on the market at the present time. It has been for several years now.
In fact, it was sold 2 years ago, which prompted Richard to start saving what history he could.
And when they were going to destroy that building, I went up and took this whole thing down.
That deal fell through, and the lodge got a reprieve, spurring historic groups to search for a solution that would keep the lodge alive.
So there's always a balance you can strike there, because oftentimes if people sit down at the table and find that they're really after, if not the same thing, at least things are pretty closely related, even though initially they look like they're on opposite ends of the scale.
Oh, a pitchfork from the 1800s. We wondered how much time you spent just trying to find a branch to make into a pitchfork.
Richard is hopeful that, like that rare branch, a buyer can be found who appreciates the history of the Elkhorn Lodge.
The history is tremendous here. It's a very interesting old place to see how people lived back over 100 years ago.